to online lecture series for computer organization and architecture. Myself Dr. Inderjit Kaur from Ajay Kumar Garg Engineering College, Ghaziabad. In the previous lecture, we discussed about the design of arithmetical logical unit and all the operations being performed by arithmetic unit and logical unit. The most commonly operations done by arithmetic unit were addition, subtraction, multiplication and division, and the number representations were discussed as signed magnitude representation, signed representation in 1's complement and signed representation using 2's complement, and the numbers were represented either fixed point numbers or floating point numbers. In the fixed point numbers, we were taking the sign bit and the magnitude part, and in the floating point representation, they are being represented in the 3 parts. One is the sign bit, then the mantissa part, and then is the exponent part. That is our exponent part. So, in this we will discuss about the multiplications for signed numbers representation and signed magnitude representation using 2's complement and array multiplication. So, starting from the multiplication in signed magnitude representation, that says the multiplication of 2 fixed point binary numbers in signed magnitude representation, it is done with the process of success, shift and add operations. As we know, in the CU we fetch the instruction, then it is being decoded and then it is executed. During the execution of the instruction, next instruction it is again fetched, decoded and executed. The ALU, it performs the add operation, subtract operation, multiply operation, division operation. The CU, it is trained for addition operation. The subtraction operation, it is being done by a series of addition plus adding the 2's complement or 1's complement of the second number. Then for performing the multiplication, it is done using a series of addition and shift operation, series of additions and shift operations. They were known as partial products and then we add them, and the division operation, it is done by subtraction and then shifting operation. So, if we consider multiplying a number 10111 with 10011, in this is known as our multiplicand and this is known as our multiplier. The logic is, in the multiplication process we are considering the successive bits of multiplier. We start with this LSB of multiplier. If it is 1, then all the bits of multiplicand, they are copied inside an intermediate register. Here we are taking it as a accumulator. Then we move on to the next bit of multiplier. If the next bit of multiplier, if it is 1, then again the multiplicand bits are copied by shifting our this product as left. So, if the multiplier bits are 0, they are as it is copied out, and in this way we reach to the MSB of the multiplier. In this way the multiplication happens in using our paper and pencil, and this is our final product. So, if multiplier bits is 1, the multiplicand is copied down, else zeros are copied down. So, the numbers copied down in the successive lines, they are shifted 1 position to the left from the previous number, and finally, the numbers are being added and we get the sum. The sign bit is determined by comparing the sign of multiplicand and multiplier. If both signs they are positive and if both signs they are negative, then we will get the result as positive, and if the signs they are different, then we will get the result as negative one. So, this negation and similar sign that is compared by using XOR gate property. XOR gate says ki if we have similar outputs, then we will get the result as 0, and if we have different outputs, then we will get the result as 1. So, we will be using this property. Moving on to the hardware implementation for signed magnitude numbers. As the name suggests, the number it is lying in these two registers. This AS, it is a 1-bit register, also known as a flip flop. It carries the sign bit, and this carries the magnitude. One number is represented in A, another number it is represented in B. BS carries the sign bit of B and B carries the magnitude of B. Then the second number it is stored in QS and Q. QS stored the Q sign and Q stored the magnitude. So, we have to multiply these B and Q, and the result we will be getting in AQ. B cross Q, they are multiplied, and the result we are getting in AQ, and if there is a carry, it will be stored in E. So, finally, we are getting our result in EAQ. So, one number stored in B register in two parts, B, S and B. Second number it is stored in Q. They are being given to the parallel adder to perform the series of addition. Then the resultant is coming in AQ, because when we are multiplying the two numbers, it is not possible to get the result in the one register. Suppose we are multiplying 4 bits with 4 bits, then the result will be maximum for the 9 bits. It will be it can carry the 9 bits. So, we will be performing the successive additions in the parallel adder, and the result will be in EAQ. If carry is 0, this will be 0, and if it is 1, then we will store it as a 1. The registers that we are using B and Q, they are used to store the multiplicand and multiplier. Then the register A is used to store the partial product during the multiplication, and sequence counter is one register that is equal to the number of bits present in the multiplier. When we are performing this multiplication using paper pen, it will start from here and it will go till here. We know कि we have to start from LSB and we have to reach till MSB. But when this number it is given to ALU, how does ALU know that now it is 0 and it has been reached till 1? So, a register count is taken that takes the number of bits present in the multiplier, that is equal to 4. After multiplying every bit of multiplier with the multiplicand, it is being decremented, and the same steps are repeated till my sequence counter reaches 0. So, reaches 0 means the end of multiplication. Then flip flops, that are 1-bit registers. There are 3 flip flops we have taken: A to store the sign of A, B to store the sign of B, and Q to store the sign of Q. Another flip flop, 4th, that is E, that is used to store the carry bit if it is being generated during either the partial product or in the final product addition. Then we are using complementer and parallel adder. This is used in calculating the partial product. Instead of using addition for all the registers, what CU does, it takes the help from parallel adder and it performs the first product. Then the second partial product is being formed, then the third partial product is being formed. In similar way, the partial products, then they are being added with the help of this parallel adder. The flow chart for this multiplication is discussed here. Here we have to perform the multiplication operation for two numbers. One number multiplicand we have taken in B and multiplier in Q. Suppose we are taking 1 0 1 1 1 in B and 1 0 0 1 1 as Q as our multiplier. As the number of bits in the multiplier, they are 5. So, the value of sequence counter will be 5. See the initial conditions, as we have discussed, the result is coming in A. So, AS will carry the result of A and Q and B. So, QS and BS will be XORed to get the final result of AS. That is, if both number are positive, then I will be getting the result as positive, and if both number signs they are not similar, then we will be getting the negative result. Initially, my A is cleared to 0, E is set to 0 and the sequence counter they are set to value of n, that are the number of bits present in my multiplier. What we are performing? We are starting from this bit, that is the LSB of my Q, LSB of my multiplier. This is known as Qn bit. So, this Qn is checked first, either it will be 0 or 1, as we are dealing with binary numbers. So, if it is 0, then do nothing, and if it is 1, what we have to do? We have to form the first partial product, that is we have to copy the bits of this B into my accumulator, that is initially 0. So, I will just write 1 0 1 1 1 here, and this will be stored in EA. Then after, paper pen says, if your next bit is Qn is 1, then again write all the bits of multiplicand. But my CU is trained, instead of shifting my multiplicand towards left, I will be shifting my partial product towards right, so that my multiplicand and the partial product they are at the same relative magnitude. So, I will here write shift right EAQ. These three registers they are done the shift right operation, represented as shift right EAQ, and at the same step I will decrement my sequence counter, because now my one bit of multiplier has been multiplied and I have formed the first partial product. So, here I will check the value of sequence counter, either it will be reached to 0 after successive decrements or it will not be 0. So, if it has approached to 0, then no more multiplications are required, I will be reaching at end, and if it is not 0, then again I have to check the next bit of my multiplier Qn. So, if we take the example for multiplying 1 0 1 1 1 with 1 0 0 1 1, we need to check the values of E, A, Q and SC. These 4 registers will be changed in my CU, in my ALU. Initially, multiplicand B is 1 0 1 1 1, E is 0 as we done in the flow chart initial conditions, A is 5 times 0 and Q is 1 0 0 1 1. Depending upon this Q, my sequence counter here it is set to 5. So, first step on seeing the Qn, this is either 1 or 0, here it is 1. So, what I have to do as per the flow chart, if it is 1, then I have to perform add B to the EA. So, initially A is 5 times 0, so this B is added and here I am getting my first partial product. This is my first partial product, 1 pp I have written. Then after getting the first partial product, I am shifting right my 3 registers E, A and Q. How? This is 0 will go here 0 and this will become 1 0 1 1 and this 1 will be coming here and this 1 will dropped off. So, now my values will be, it will be after adding they will be 1 0 1 1 1 1 0 0. So, and sequence counter is decremented. Here I have decremented my sequence counter to 4. Then again see the value of Qn, that this is Q1 is equal to 1. Then as per the flow chart I will add this B to my previous value of A. So, here I will get the second partial product, this is my 2 pp. Here I have got 1 and 1 is 1 0, 1 and 1 and again carry 1 it is 1, then 0, then 0, then 0 and carry as 1. So, here I am doing shift right EAQ, this 1 will come here, this 0, 0, 0, this 1 is the last bit, this 0 will move to here and this 1 will be dropped off and now I will be having 0 1 1 0 0 and sequence counter decrement SC minus 1. So, my sequence counter here it is 2. Then now my Q1 is 0. If my Q1 is 0, then I will do shift right EAQ, just shift right this thing, I will get 0 1 0 0 and 1 0 1 1 0 and decrement my sequence counter, that becomes as 2. Here again my sequence counter is 0, then because Q1 is 0, so I will perform only shift right EAQ. So, it will be 0 0 1 0 0, 0 1 0 1 1, decrement my sequence counter, it reaches to 1. Now, see the value of Qn, Q1 is equal to 1, I will add the partial product, this is my 5th partial product now. pp, 4 pp and this is my 5th pp. Here add, then I will be getting 1 1 0 1 1 and 0. Then after getting this partial product I will perform the shift right EAQ and I get the answer 0 in the E, 0 1 1 0 1 and 1 0 1 0 1 and this is my sequence counter approach to 0. So, my final product in this case is in AQ because E is 0, that is 0 1 1 1 0 1 0 1. Then next representation is when the numbers are represented in signed 2's complement representation. For doing the multiplication, when the numbers are in 2's complement form, I use Booth algorithm. Booth multiplication, it is an algorithm that multiplies the two signed binary numbers when they are represented in 2's complement. If the number is positive or negative, there is no sign bit, just I will do the 2's complement of that number. This algorithm, it was being invented by Andrew Donald Booth in 1951 when he was performing the research on crystallography in London. And this algorithm, it uses the concept of desk calculators for performing faster shifting and adding and creating the algorithm at higher speed. So, it uses a small number of additions and shift operations for the multiplication. This algorithm, it is a powerful algorithm for signed number multiplication, which treats both positive and negative numbers as uniformly. So, this algorithm it operates on the fact that the series of zeros in the multiplier it require no addition, and when the number is a series of ones, then a string of ones in the multiplier from bit weight 2 ki power k to 2 ki power m, if I am having series of ones, then they are treated as 2 ki power k plus 1 to 2 ki power m. That is, if my number is 14, this is represented as like this. So, here I will write k is equal to 3 and m is equal to 1, because my 14 has ones from 2 ki power k, 3 to 2 ki power 1. So, this 14 is represented as 2 ki power 4 minus 2 ki power 1. That is, if I have to multiply any bit with 14, then I will write here m cross 2 ki power 4 minus 2 ki power 1. That comes out to be m cross 16 minus m cross 2. The hardware implementation of Booth algorithm is, we are taking two registers, one is my BR register and another is my QR register. I do not require any flip flop for storing my sign bits. These two are multiplied and my result is in ACQR. AC carries the higher bit and QR it stores the lower bit. One register I am taking as sequence counter, that is the number of bits present in my QR. Number of bits present in QR that represents the sequence counter, and here everything it is being decided by the value of Qn and Qn plus 1, because when I will shift my first partial product or second partial product towards right, then rather than dropping this rightmost value of Qn plus 1, I will store it in Qn plus 1. That is, Qn it designates the least significant bit of the multiplier in the QR register, and I have taken one more flip flop Qn plus 1, that is for double inspection of my multiplier. This algorithm it works on these 4 bases. I have to check the value of Qn and Qn plus 1, as they are there, these are the 2 bits. So, there are 2 ki power 2 possibilities, 4 possibilities 0 0, 0 1, 1 0 and 1 1. Basis of these 4 possibilities, the operations will be performed. The multiplicand is in BR and the multiplier is in QR. Initially AC is cleared to 0, Qn plus 1 is 0, because when some bit will be shifted right, then it will carry some 1 or something. Initially it is 0. Sequence counter, it is the number of bits present in my multiplier, that is QR. So, I will be checking here the Qn and Qn plus 1, that is the 4 possibilities. If my number, this possibility is 0 1, that is I am checking from the sequence series of zeros, string of zeros. If I find first one, then I will be adding my multiplicand in my accumulator, in my intermediate register. Then if I find first 0, then I will be subtracting my multiplier, I will be subtracting my multiplicand from my accumulator, and in case of 0 0 or 1 1, I will be doing the arithmetic shift right for AC and QR registers, and after performing the addition and subtraction, I will also be doing these arithmetic shift right for AC and QR decrementing my sequence counter, then checking the value of this sequence counter. Either it will be 0 or it will be non-zero. In case of non-zero, again I will be checking q1 and q1 plus 1, and if it is 0, that means AND. So, if we take the example for Booth multiplication, for minus 9 multiplied with minus 13, it comes out to be BR is minus 9, in 2's complement it is represented as 10111, and the 2's complement of BR it will be 01001, and the QR, that is multiplicand, that is minus 13 10011. So, the possibilities q1 and q1 plus 1, BR, AC, QR, q1 plus 1 and sequence counter. See this, initially this is 5 times 0, this is 10011, q1 plus 1 it is initially 0 and sequence counter is 5. Here I am getting the possibilities as 1 0. It is quite obvious ki either the first condition in Booth it will be either 0 0 or 1 0, because q1 is always q1 plus 1 is 0. So, the first possibility is subtract BR. So, I will be adding 2's complement of BR to my accumulator and then performing arithmetic shift right for AC and QR. So, and decrementing my sequence counter. Then here I have got the second case 1 1. So, 1 1 says just do the arithmetic shift right for AC and QR. Here they are being shifted right, and this 0 is coming here, and decrement my sequence counter to 3. Now, it is 0 1. So, I will be adding the BR to my previous AC. I am getting 1 1 0 0 1. Then performing the arithmetic shift right. Here in the third I have got the 0 0, again ASHR only. Here it is 1 0. So, I will be subtracting BR. So, and performing the arithmetic shift right, I get this result. So, this is my result 117 in my binary using Booth multiplication. Then for this lecture, the third subtopic, as I discussed earlier, it is array multiplier, a digital combinational circuit that is used for multiplying the two binary numbers by employing an array of full adders and half adders, and this array it is used for simultaneous addition for the various product terms involved, and to form the various product terms, an array of AND gates it will be used before the adder array. A bit of multiplier it is ANDed with each bit of multiplicand as many levels as there are number of bits present in the multiplier. It decides to which how many levels we have to go for producing the multiplication. For j multiplier bits and k is the number of bits in the multiplicand, we require j cross k as the AND bits, and we require j minus 1 k bit adders to produce the product of j plus k. Here I have taken 2 bits B1 B0 multiplied with 2 bits A1 A0. Initially A0 is multiplied with A0 B0, A0 B1. Then A1 is multiplied with all the multiplier bits, it gets A1 B0 and A1 B1. Then they are being summed. This formed as C0, this sum it performs, it gets generates the C1 bit. This is my C2, and if I get any carry, it is forwarded to 3. So, 2 into 2 maximum sum I will be getting. This is the working for array multiplier. It has 3 basic steps: partial product generation, partial product reduction, and then performing the final addition. For partial products generation, the multiplicand is n bit, and if the multiplier is of m bits, I will be getting the partial product in n cross m. And for example, suppose I take the multiplication of two 8-bit numbers, then it will be generating 16-bit product. Same steps in multiplication. If LSB is 1, then add the multiplicand to the accumulator. If it is 0, no addition is performed, and the advantage is less hardware is used. If I take 4 by 4, then the number is A3, A2, A1, A0. It is multiplied with B3, B2, B1, B0. The circuit is drawn here. B0, it is multiplied with all the A bits. B1, it is multiplied with all the A bits. Then these two, they are added using first 4-bit adder. Then जो भी whatever output I am getting from adder, that is again given as the first input, and second input all the A's are multiplied with B2, and here all the B3 bits are multiplied with A3 given to third 4-bit adder. So, I will be getting here, I will be using 4 cross 4 16 AND gates and 3 4-bit adders to make my circuit. So, this was all about signed multiplications in signed representation, multiplication in using Booth algorithm when the numbers were represented in 2's complement, and the array multiplier. Thank you all.